Welcome to this lesson where we're going to talk a little bit about some of the special parallelograms that we have and some of the properties involved with those. So make sure you have your math dictionary out and pause the video at any point when you need to record the words. So our first special parallelogram is a rectangle. So if a quadrilateral is a rectangle, then it is a parallelogram. A rectangle assumes all the same properties of a parallelogram that we had in the previous lesson. The diagonals in a rectangle are congruent. So that means AC is congruent to BD. A rhombus is a special parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel and all sides are congruent. The diagonals in a rhombus are perpendicular, meaning where they meet in the middle is a 90-degree angle. So diagonal AC is congruent to diagonal BD, or is perpendicular to BD. Rhombus diagonals bisect each other. So they bisect the opposite angles. So angle B here, we have a bisector. Angle B gets cut into two pieces where angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And that happens at every corner of a rhombus. I'm going to show 3 examples and get you ready for an artist connects stained glass pieces with lead strips. In this rectangular window, the strips are cut so that FG equals 24 inches and FH equals 34. Find JG. So FG, 24. FH, the strip that goes on the middle, F to H is 34. We are supposed to find from J to G. Now, because it is a rectangle, and a rectangle is a parallelogram, we assume that a rectangle has all the same properties. Therefore, in a parallelogram, we know the diagonals bisect each other. And in a rectangle, diagonals are congruent. So therefore, if FH is 34, then GE equals 34. And because the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other, that means they cut it in half. From J to G is going to be half of 34, which is 17. So it's important to look back at your math dictionary to figure out your words and properties that we're going to use to assess here. RSTV is a rhombus. Find each measure. We have ST equals 4x plus 7. SR equals 9x minus 11. We can find each measure of the angles. In a rhombus, all sides are equal. So 9x minus 11 equals 4x plus 7. We solve for x. I add 11, subtract 4x. We're left with 5x equals 18. After those cancel, that cancels. We have 5x equals 18. Divide by 5, and you're thinking, oh, this is a weird number. Well, 15 divided by 5 is 3, and we would have 3 left over to get to 18. So it's 3 and 3/5. Well, 3/5 is also 60%, it's 0.6. So to find ST, we would plug in 4 times 3.6 plus 7. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. If we had 0.6 times 4, that's 2.4. So we had 14.4 plus 7. ST equals 21.4. If ST is 21.4, that means SR is 21.4. Because in a rhombus, all sides are equal. Last example, find the measure of, we want to find angle WSR. WSR. To do that, I'm going to use both pieces of information. We have this 2y plus 10 in the middle here. And I know that from the definitions we got today, in a rhombus, diagonals are perpendicular. There's a symbol for perpendicular, meaning 90 degrees. So this is a 90-degree angle. So 2y plus 10 equals 90 degrees. We're going to solve it. So y equals 40 degrees. Okay. Now, from another definition, each corner, the diagonals they bisect the angles, creating two equal angles. So if we plug 40 in for y, so that I can figure out, I'll highlight it. If we figure out angle WST, that's going to be 40 plus 2, which is 42 degrees. That means that this side is 42. This angle, WSR, is the same, 42 degrees. All right, you're all set for your assignment. If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Make sure you use that math dictionary to help keep the definitions straight.